Hello everyone! Welcome to Messy Heart, where we dive deep into troubling accounts and messy relationships, hoping to provide support and advice to those who might seek it. Let's head into our first story. Listen carefully and give us your thoughts on the comments section. Story 1. My husband said I wasn't attractive enough to cheat on him. My husband is gorgeous. Everybody says so. Consider myself pretty but unremarkable. My features aren't exactly supermodel material, but I do the best I can with what God gave me. I have nice skin thanks to skincare, a decent body thanks to the gym, and so on. But compared to my husband, I might as well be a troll. Even my own mom thought my husband must be gay and in the closet or hiding sketchy things because of how much more attractive he is than me. It's the first thing people notice when we're out. I've had women flirt with him right in front of me and have had 2 girls I know try to get with him behind my back. Even I question why he's with me sometimes. I'm insecure about it, but my husband has always said that he loved me and thought I was beautiful and to not listen to other people. Yesterday changed everything. I bumped into an old boyfriend from college. We parted on good terms, and it turns out he's doing very well for himself in his career. I'm looking to change jobs, and I'm pretty decent at what I do. We exchanged LinkedIns. There was nothing inappropriate about our conversation, and I would have no problem if my husband was there to hear it. My husband started an argument the minute I came home. He said he read through my LinkedIn message and swore my ex was flirting with me. I said he wasn't. My husband then made fun of my ex's looks, and it was some of the cruelest things I've ever heard him say. I told him to stop and that we could talk when he wasn't acting this way. He said that if that guy became my coworker and I cheated on him. Then he scoffed and said, "You're not attractive enough to cheat on me, not enough to keep me." I was speechless. He then slammed the door to our bedroom and locked me out for the night. I went to sleep on the sofa and woke up tucked into bed. I can vaguely remember him waking me up. Today he was incredibly sweet and kissed me before going off to work. I can still remember the play-by-play of what happened, but it's like my memory was outside of my body. I have literally never heard him say something like that. Ever. I feel so upset and uncomfortable. What do I say to him? How do I just ask him what was he thinking and what possessed him to say the things he did and if he really meant them? What piece of advice would you give to OP? Let us know down in the comments, and let's move on to our next story. Story 2. My wife confessed 4 weeks after giving birth that she cheated on me 3 months into our marriage. With update. So, my wife confessed to cheating on me and I don't know what to do. She confessed to me that roughly 2 to 3 months after we got married, she cheated on me with one of her exes. She says it was only hand stuff, but how can I believe that? She tells me this just 4 weeks after giving birth to our first child, and I'm torn. On top of that, the timeline has me concerned if this kid is even mine. I've ordered a paternity test without her knowing. It comes in tomorrow, but I'm truly scared. I currently want to try and work on things only for our child. If we didn't have him, I would end it right away. I am severely depressed from this and hate myself because I still love her but equally hate her at the same time. I keep trying to mask my depression and act like I'm okay, but I'm not. I've done everything for this woman. I've pushed myself in my career to make enough for her dream to be a stay-at-home mom. We're planning on relocating across the country to be closer to some of her family. I've bought her a car. I never buy myself anything and give her anything she wants/asks for, and this is how she repays me? Does anyone who's been through something like this have any thoughts/opinions? I'm slowly starting to consider a divorce, but the court will likely give her majority custody because she's his mom, but she currently has no job and will have to live with her parents, which just overall wouldn't be best for our kid. My thought is he would be best with both of us in the house, even if it means I have to suffer for 18 years until he can move out on his own. Date. I want to start out by saying Maury Povich voice the DNA results are in. In the case of not putting the child's name, you are the father. I never really had any doubts of this. He literally looks like a spitting image of me, but I needed the sanity check. As far as our relationship, that's still up in the air. Currently, I have a therapy appointment tomorrow to discuss further about my own thoughts and emotions that I hope to eventually turn into a couples therapy. This honestly is mainly for our child's sake, but ultimately I do still love her. Even though I do slightly have distaste, it's something I'm willing to at least try to work though. One suggestion that came from one of you that I intend to speak with her once we start the couples therapy is I want to have a postnatal agreement in order to continue the marriage. This is something that I feel pretty strongly about, and if she has any opposition, especially at this point, then it will really make me question her true values of the marriage. Further information that wasn't previously disclosed. I'm not saying this to defend her, but this is a factor in the situation. I have noticed over the last 2 years or so that I have had a decreased sex drive. I've noticed it getting a little worse and have found that I have a very small microadenoma tumor in my pituitary gland brain. This is likely causing this decreased sex drive, and I fear ultimately may have been a cause for this situation. I'm not saying it validates it by any means, especially with it being just a few months after we vowed through thick and thin. Share your thoughts with us and let's move on to our next story. Story 3. I moved to his country, got engaged, then this happens? 2 years in, and we have survived many obstacles that one perhaps never experiences in their relationship. I left my life and moved to Italy, but the process wasn't simple as I had to go back every 90 days 3x until me 34F and my fiancé 49M situated my visa proving we are engaged and living together. The culture shock the first year was intense. Then I had to stay calm and patient about his crazy ex-wife who didn't at first want to accept I'm in his life. But after 1 year she calmed down just a little, and I have placed my attention in creating a family life with my fiancé and his 10-year-old son, cooking his favorite meals, playing soccer with him and picking him up from school. I also had to change my job from full-time to part-time, but still managed to help with groceries all time, and when we go sometimes for dinner, I try to contribute as much as possible. But then I started to become aggravated because after 1 year his son didn't start sleeping in his own bed the days he's with us. I thought he would stop after he got used to me, but his father allows him to sleep in the middle of us. It's a lack of boundaries, and my fiancé ignores my suggestion they go sleep in his son's room. I've started to become bitter and moody. How can we be a team if we can't resolve this, and how can I continue treating him as my own son when I'm not heard? Then my fiancé said with his own son he has become tired, and after us having discussions all the time about his son, he now says he doesn't want any more children. He also says the fact he now has prostate problems has him fearful. But the doctor said his case is mild and he can still have children before he does operation. But in the very beginning he was very positive about having one more child because I want one. This is not fair. What does that say about him changing his mind? I have compromised so much for him, but he says he loves me so much to have made sure we can end up together. Share your thoughts on the story as we dive into our next story. Story 4. I'm having a hard time with my boyfriend's behaviors. 9 months into the relationship, I, 22F, found out that he, 22M, had a screenshot of a half-naked girl on his phone. He knows her. Until now, I've never got suspicious about him, and I've never touched his phone. We recently returned from a trip and we took photos with his phone, so I asked him his phone to look at the photos. Scrolling, I found this screenshot that he took 2 months before our trip. I asked him about it, and he said that he doesn't remember. I asked him again, and he said the same. And I didn't believe him, so there began my distrust. My gut was telling me that there was something more, so I took his phone while he was sleeping, and I found a bunch of NSFW photos of his ex. I scrolled some texts with his best friend, whom he tells almost everything, and I found out that when we first got together, he was still F-king his ex and then eventually broke up. They were broken up before he met me because she cheated more that one time, but they continued meeting. Obviously, I didn't know anything about this. But the thing that horrified me is that he was speaking to his friend about me like I was trash, meanwhile said she will never be like my ex and that he would want to meet her very soon because he misses her. Notice that all of this convo happened almost 3 months prior to our trip. I was devastated but decided to not tell anything to him. So I asked him the day after, "Is there anything else you have to say to me?" He said no. Of course, I asked him again hoping that he would tell me, but he said no. So I told him the truth about what I found out. He began crying and said that it happened 3 months ago and now he has started to love and appreciate me. It has been 1 month since all of this happened, and he continues begging me to forgive him and that he admits he is in a hole and that wants to change. I think he sucks, but I feel love for him, but I don't think I will ever forget all about this. How about that one? Let us have your thoughts and advice down in the comments section. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to check out our other videos and, as always, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Never forget that your smile is your best feature. Wear it proudly. See ya.